Hey guys, Mike G here, and welcome back to What If Legendary Chose. I know, there's no facial hair, it's probably really weird, and I just got up to, so while everything is fresh in my mind from probably dreaming about it once again, just like Space Godzilla, which is really weird, this one was requested by, for me to choose, Cam Yui Wong. And he requested Battra. If I butchered your name, I am very sorry. Not good with names, so just stick with me here. So yeah, he requested Battra. Oh man, Battra. So this is a monster that a lot of people like. I didn't know there were a lot of fans of this guy. That's what I'm starting to notice now, just because people collect the figures and people mention him a lot. He's on a lot of top 10 monster lists. And it's funny that I did feel the same way. So, yeah, this monster basically got Darth Mauled. If you don't know what that means, it means a really awesome character that wasn't used well enough or was killed off too fast. Yeah, he got Darth Mauled, basically. It kind of sucked, you know? But I think this movie stays strong for Battra, though. Just right now. Back then it wasn't, but I think now it's a stronger thing, because Legendary can look at Battra and they can see, hey, even though this movie didn't do well, this guy's really awesome and he could work. And I think if Legendary did choose this monster, it would be Justice. And there's a lot of Godzilla monsters that need Justice just like Battra. You know, like Jet Jaguar, Hedorah, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of these monsters that need some justice, and Battra is definitely one of them. I think Battra could work very well. Very, very well. Just because of what he is, how he's betrayed, and because when it comes to Mothra, we've known her so long for being what she is, you know, and it's kind of hard to change her character. Like I said, it's like taking Spider-Man and completely changing him, which is something they did, and it kind of ruined the movies, in a way, but they still kept him Spider-Man. And when it comes to Mothra, it would just be really weird to make her so much different. You know, just take out the twins and all that, and there you go. And but when it comes to Battra, I felt like I couldn't tell if he was a good guy or a bad guy, and I couldn't tell where he came from, if he's exactly another Mothra species, because they never portrayed him in that kind of way. All they did was say, oh, he's one that fought Mothra thousands of years ago, and, you know. And I think that's strong now, because Legendary can just do anything with him, and we would accept it because he wasn't really portrayed in any way. You know, if we changed him that way, we would definitely accept it. And I know you guys are going to mention that he's evil and blah, blah, blah. I get it, but to me, it just didn't seem like any of those. And I know he turned good at the end, but it's just at the beginning in general, too. It was just really weird. There was some kind of weird feeling. It was like Godzilla. He was either a good guy, bad guy, in the middleness, you know. He just, yeah. But I think Battra could work very well. I think Legendary, this shouldn't have been the guy they chose. This would have been a lot more interesting and a lot more interesting and a lot more better to choose over Mothra. I don't know why they did that. I know those Mothra fans. I'm sorry. I would have rather seen Battra if I think about it. I mean, it would have been like Hedorah the Three-Headed Monster, just replacing it with Battra, which sounds really awesome. You know, it kind of sounds pretty intense. And I think a lot of Battra fans would be so happy about this. They would be so happy about this, because this guy deserves to come back. Yeah, I mean, his origin would be very simple, you know, the Muto tag. I mean, it would just be a very simple thing, because he would work just like the Mutos, I think, you know, just, I don't know. That's me. It's a short discussion. I mean, there's really not much to talk about. I mean, it could be so easy, and you could give him a really awesome design, and to where it could fit in well, and oh my god, I would love to see the larva form. That would be awesome. So yeah, and by the way, Cam Yui Wong, oh crap, I probably said your name wrong. I'm so sorry. But he said something very interesting about Battra, and I thought this was very interesting. I like this idea a lot. He mentioned that, hey, what if Mothra wasn't the one fighting, but she was the one, like, protecting her babies or her eggs or whatever? But then Battra was, like, the father who was basically protecting and fighting, and not Mothra. So I like that element, because it kind of reminds me of the Rodan movies, even though I haven't exactly seen the whole thing. It kind of reminds me of the way that they had two Rodans betrayed in the movie. If that's what happened. I don't know if I'm thinking of something else or what. But, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. That would be a very interesting element to add in there. You know, it's like giving you snippets, and then all of a sudden it reveals what's going to happen. You know, it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's Battra that's the one. You know, maybe they can make it seem like it's Mothra the one doing it, but it's not. Maybe it's like Battra, and you find out, like, you know, there's like little clues of, like, you know, a red eye because Mothra would have a blue eye, or, you know, just something like that. You know, you can really make people go, huh? You know, and then at the end you would reveal the awesomeness of Battra. So, but, you know, I think Battra would work very well. Yeah, I want to see him. I do. I think it would be very awesome. I think fans would be so happy about that, including myself. And Battra is just a really cool monster, you know. Just, I don't know why we like him so much, but there's something about him that makes him cool. You know, like Gigan, or, you know, just a really cool monster, you know. And most of the time, we don't like the insects and stuff. Basically, we kind of put those aside, but when it comes to him, there's something really interesting, and it's very unique. We just never seen anything like this before. With you know, Battra's just interesting. And I think Legendary is going to see potential too, just like how we do in our eyes. So that's why I think Legendary would choose this guy. I think that's what should have been the choice, but they didn't do it. Now it's going to be even harder to make this movie because Mothra's in it. And plus, you know, I mean, Mothra has been in so many freaking movies. I mean, she's been in like 8 of them. I mean, more than any other Godzilla monster. Well, actually, Mothra isn't a Godzilla monster. She's her own monster. But still, she's been in a lot of freaking movies. It's a bunch of bull. I'm sorry. She was in Godzilla vs. Mothra, The Sea Monster, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, 1992, obviously. She was in Space Godzilla, kind of, because they mentioned her, and the fairies were in there, so that kind of counts. GMK, SOS, and Final Wars. Yep, there's 8 of them. So, you know. And when it came to Battra, he was only in one movie, and it's a disappointing movie. You know? So, they should have just chose him, just because he has more potential. And I think people like Battra way better than Mothra. I'm starting to see that. So, yeah, I want to see it. That's me, guys. That's all I have. So recommend in the comments below, by the way. I need you guys to recommend, because, and I know it's something weird to do, recommending, but it makes it a lot easier, actually, because I know what I'm going to talk about instead of thinking who I'm going to talk about next. So I need you to recommend, just because it makes things a little bit easier for me, and I can kind of keep on schedule knowing what I'm doing next. So, yeah, it helps. And the same with top 10 list. I need that a lot, too, because I don't know what I want to do next. So please recommend top 10 lists, discussions, what if Legendary chose. Recommend all that stuff that you guys want to see, so, because it just kind of helps me, you know, keeps me on track and knowing what I'm doing. So, yeah, Mike G off your screen. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. See you guys soon.